Hey guys, it's Wade here. I just wanted to show you that I finished wiring up the Warning Annunciator Subpanel. Of course, that subpanel also has a switch for the auto gear extension, which is the AAX system. And then also the all auxiliary power, which first turns the E-bus on and gets it prepped, and then it isolates it from the main bus, and then I turn the SD8 on, which is the auxiliary power. The SD8 is the BNC backup alternator that sits on the vacuum pump pad on the engine. So this is wired up. I did have to use mini Molex connectors. I didn't have to use them, obviously, but I chose to use them because I have a 3/4 inch hole for each side to get all this through. These two wires right here are for the side push to test button. I do have a little fascia plate that goes around there with labels on it. So it's kind of dark in here, mainly because I want to show you these lights if I can. So I'll hook this up, show that to you next. Okay, I've got it slightly dark in here, just so that I can hopefully get this light to show. I did use I took a picture of it, and it didn't really show that well. And it's a very dark ruby red that is coming across, and of course this looks very washed out and almost white, but you can see that will be the, if I just have the system on. I used red because that was the best LEDs I could find. For a system on, I probably would have preferred maybe an amber, but I went through a lot of LEDs. The reason why I had to use straight LEDs is this is the little connector that goes on the back of these Corey lights. It has a little connection, and then of course the little circuit board with the lights attached. But this was about maybe 20 thousandths, maybe 30 thousandths even, too wide, and I would have had to Dremel the sides and be very careful. So I just went ahead with went straight red LEDs with a 470 ohm resistor in line. So that's that side. I'm going to hook up the other side, show you that. Okay, so on the right side, again, we have the auxiliary power, and this is a progressive switch. So just as it says here, you've got off. It's a progressive 3-position switch, so you have off, and then the first position, and that's a lot brighter. It's a lot on the screen that I'm showing here. It's actually a lot more, it's a richer, more amber color. But that turns the E-bus on, and then that stays on when the backup alternator comes online. And that is a rich orange. And those both look actually brighter, I guess because of the wavelength, than they are in person. The orange is a little bit brighter than the yellow. The yellow was a smaller, it was an actually smaller LED. Again, these are straight LEDs with the resistors on them. But, so that's the top there, and that would be the auxiliary alternator or the backup alternator, which again is the SD8 BNC vacuum pump pad alternator. And then this right here is the isolation that turns off the master bus, and this is in case you have your main, well, in case I have the main alternator wig out and crash, and so that I could turn on this auxiliary bus. So that's it. This is wired up. I've got the 2 wires for this guy right here coming out the back. Again, I'm going to put a little fascia on there. It's drying right now. I've already labeled it and clear coated it. In the center, these are AG6 warning annunciators. There's 6 screens on each one, and they come up with different things that I am, obviously concerned about. They have an EIS warning in case something's going on with a engine instrumentation system, backup low pressure, oil pressure is on here. So different screens of either yellow, red, and then when that item is cured, it'll go back to green. And they can flash and do different things, but they are push buttons. But that's the main warning annunciation right there, and then I added these systems that also deal with somewhat of an emergency or serious issue. So that's it. Hey, thanks for watching. Cheers.